Greetings, Neuro Ninjas. Just a quick update and a response, really, to some questions and just expressions of anger and sadness. Some of you have said about the fact that you've just finished year 11 or year 13, having spent all that time with friends and not really having time to say goodbye. And that is really distressing and upsetting. The whole teaching profession shares that upset and distress, and I know that your schools have done everything they possibly can to make sure that you've had time to do celebration assemblies. And I know once Public Health England advice shifts later in the summer, hopefully there might be an opportunity to get together to see everyone for a final farewell. But you're going to experience, understandably, with the shock and speed of this, grief, effectively, the end of something. And that's a difficult emotion. So it's really important to carry out emotional hygiene. Remember from yesterday, those questions we said, how am I feeling today? What's caused those feelings? What emotions are involved? Experiences of kind of good emotions and more difficult emotions. And with so much change happening, there'll be lots of difficult emotions, because remember, our brain tags difficult experiences with negative emotions to get our attention. Something that also happens when our brain's tagging negative experiences is it can get involved in a dialogue around cognitive distortions. So we can blame, we can emotionally reason, we can say things around it not being fair and get angry and have a really negative conversation with ourselves and go in a negative spiral. Cognitive distortions are negatively biased responses by the brain to difficult situations. We're desperately trying to learn what's going on from this situation and try and understand it. That's what our brain tries to do. But cognitive distortions can often lead to increases in emotional pain as we have a really negative conversation with ourselves, and also they can lead us into responding in ways that are unhelpful and possibly even dangerous. So, what I've heard on the grapevine is that some of you are planning big parties to get together with all your friends because you're not going to see them anymore, and you're angry because it's not fair. And I agree with you, it isn't fair. It's really upsetting. But big parties, lots of connections, social gathering is the direct opposite of what all of us should be doing now. We should be socially distancing because we should be looking after each other as one great big family of human beings. We should be separating ourselves out and creating space in order to reduce the peak of the epidemic so the health service isn't overwhelmed. So whatever your cognitive distortion says about it not being fair, and however angry you are, please be sensible. You're an incredibly inspiring group of young people. I had the privilege to work across 70 different schools, and I never cease to be amazed by the inspirational quality of the younger generation. How committed you are, how determined you are, how focused on the future you are, how compassionate you are. And at the moment, you're really angry. Completely get that. But be sensible. Think about loved ones of you. Think about other people's loved ones. And there's a really good video which I'll post on my social media feed soon, which just asks all of us to think about the virus in a different way. Some of us might get the virus. We're socially isolating at the moment, as you know, because my son's got symptoms. Some of us might get the virus and not really show many symptoms. May not even know we have it, and we may be spreading it if we don't know we have it and we're out and about. So it's really important to follow the government advice and isolate for 14 days. And actually, any social gathering, think of yourself as perhaps maybe you're carrying the virus quietly and not got any symptoms. And think about that if you're going to big parties, spreading it to your friends, spreading it through your friends to their parents, to your grandparents. So however angry, however full of cognitive distortions you are, be those amazing, wonderful, inspiring, thoughtful, compassionate people that we know you are. Definitely grieve for the loss of the year group and the time together. Know that your teachers feel that grief and know that they will provide the opportunities later in the year if it's possible. But please be sensible. Be those amazing people that we know that you can be. Be those amazing people that we know that you are. Be Neuro Ninjas. See you tomorrow.